6 things WWE subtly told us at Money in the Bank 2021. Money in the Bank 2021 is in the history books, and the show was indeed a historic night. Many fans are already calling it the best show of this year, a claim that's hard to argue with given that every match delivered for both Raw and SmackDown. Here are 6 secrets WWE subtly revealed at Money in the Bank 2021. Number 6. Big E's star is on the rise. In the second of the 2 titular ladder matches, Big E captured the men's Money in the Bank briefcase, becoming the 21st man to do so. The last time fans were this hyped for a male winner was Dean Ambrose in 2016, and fans have been waiting a long time for a win like Big E's last night. But this win isn't the only sign that Big E's star is on the rise, as during the match, WWE teased a match and possible feud with Drew McIntyre, which received a huge pop from the audience. If that feud does happen, it'll have to wait, as WWE made it very clear during the men's ladder match that McIntyre will be feuding with Jinder Mahal this summer, and a non-title feud is exactly what the Scottish Warrior needs since some fans have turned on him after his year in the title picture. WWE also revealed their SummerSlam plans for Seth Rollins, who, frustrated that he didn't win the briefcase, took his anger out on Edge in the main event, setting up a feud between the two. As for Big E, everything in the men's ladder match was designed to promote him as the next top star in WWE, and with the proverbial golden ticket, it may just be a matter of time before we call him a world champion. Number 5. There's dissension in the ranks of the Bloodline. In the Money in the Bank kickoff, the Usos were surprisingly victorious in their SmackDown Tag Team title match against the Mysterios, becoming 7-time Tag Team champions. Fans were surprised given Jimmy's recent DUI arrest, and post-match, the pair were congratulated by Roman Reigns. The Universal Champion also reminded them that they'd not been champions without him, and demanded they give him what he wants. Sure enough, Jay acknowledged his cousin as head of the table, as did Jimmy, albeit reluctantly. The way it was presented, Jimmy clearly isn't on the same page, and it's not hard to see why, as he no doubt remembers Roman's assault on Jay at Clash of Champions 2020, which only ended when Jimmy threw in the towel. All 3 men may be champions, but they're not on the same page, and it'll be interesting to see how the story plays out on SmackDown. Number 4. WWE is all in on Nikki A.S.H. Money in the Bank 2021 opened with the women's ladder match, and it couldn't have been a better choice. With an all-star lineup from Raw and SmackDown, everyone gave an incredible performance, with Natalya being the surprising MVP of the match, constantly playing defense, which was even addressed on commentary. Alexa Bliss did well too, momentarily hypnotizing Zelina Vega and becoming a 2-time Miss Money in the Bank. Instead, that accolade went to Nikki A.S.H., who surprised everyone by becoming the 5th holder of the briefcase, but it shouldn't come as too much of a surprise because the Scottish superstar has been notching up plenty of wins in recent months. Liv Morgan may have been the sentimental favorite, but her loss could be used to fuel a big storyline for her on SmackDown, which we imagine would be against Zelina Vega. Fans may still not be sold on Nikki's almost a superhero character, but WWE is sold on her, and now she has a guaranteed women's title match at the time of her choosing. Number 3. Kofi Mania is over. In the weeks running up to the show, WWE Champion Bobby Lashley was accused of going soft, and to be fair, Lashley had lost a lot of edge in the weeks before the pay-per-view. Thankfully, the title match with Kofi Kingston went exactly as it should have, as the Almighty squashed Kofi in a rarely seen world title squash match. A perfect example of this type of match is the SummerSlam 2014 main event, where Brock Lesnar demolished John Cena in a one-sided beatdown, and that's exactly what we needed and received at Money in the Bank. If we're being honest, very few people expected Kofi to actually win, especially since Lashley is simply the better option right now. Instead, Kingston was just a stepping stone on Lashley's path of destruction as WWE Champion, and the Almighty is moving on to bigger things at next month's SummerSlam. Number 2. Charlotte Flair doesn't care what you think. Entering Money in the Bank, Charlotte Flair was already WWE's most decorated female superstar ever, even if she wasn't the most beloved. Facing Rhea Ripley, the pair had a fantastic match, even if there was a portion of the crowd who were never going to show the Queen any appreciation. That wasn't a problem for Flair, who gave a middle finger salute to the fans, one WWE failed to cover up. Charlotte had an edge, and so did Ripley, and were pleased they had a great match after weeks of bad storylines. What started as "We Want Becky" chants became "This is awesome" chants, as even the most arduous fans were thrilled to watch the match, which ended with a 14th women's title reign for the Queen. This title reign could be a transitional one, as it'd make sense for the face Nikki ASH to cash in on the heel Flair. But for now, the Queen is back on her throne atop Raw's women's division. Number 1. SummerSlam is going to be epic. The main event of Money in the Bank was a lot to process, as the Roman Reigns vs. Edge match saw 6 more men get involved. When the Usos tried to interfere, the Mysterios put a stop to that, but it was Seth Rollins who made the difference, attacking Edge and later distracting him long enough to give Roman Reigns the win. Rollins was ready to challenge Reigns post-match, but he was thwarted in turn by Edge, and after Roman Reigns demanded that everyone acknowledge him, John Cena returned to WWE, confirming the rumors that have been circulating for weeks, if not months. Reigns and Cena didn't brawl, but they didn't have to, and in the last minutes of the show, 2 huge SummerSlam matches were set. On August 21st, fans will get to see Reigns vs. Cena and Rollins vs. Edge, and after a year of strange, unprecedented times, a blockbuster show is something we couldn't be more excited about. If there was an MVP of the entire pay-per-view, it was Big E, who toppled 7 impressive opponents to become Mr. Money in the Bank. After losing the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, fans had worried that WWE had given up on Big E, but that clearly couldn't be further from the truth. With that in mind, here are 5 reasons why WWE made Big E Mr. Money in the Bank 2021. Number 5. WWE needed a fresh face for the briefcase. Over the past 4 years, WWE has picked some absolute stinkers to win the men's Money in the Bank briefcase, dating back to Baron Corbin's win in 2017. That year, Corbin failed in his cash-in attempt on then WWE champion Jinder Mahal, and the following year, Braun Strowman failed his cash-in when the Hell in a Cell Universal title match with Roman Reigns didn't even have a finish. Brock Lesnar's win in 2019 was completely unnecessary, and while the dancing beatbox Lesnar was entertaining, Brock didn't need the briefcase to receive a title opportunity. Last year, Vince McMahon was so sure in Otis that he won the briefcase, but never got the chance to cash in, losing the briefcase to The Miz, who himself had a failed cash-in attempt that was later annulled by Adam Pearce. Big E is a fresh face for Money in the Bank and is arguably the best male wrestler in the past half a decade. And though it's hard to imagine what took WWE so long, he represents a new direction for the briefcase. Number 4. Because Big E is out for revenge. As a SmackDown superstar, many fans expect Big E to cash in on Roman Reigns, but we mustn't forget that the WWE Draft is mere months away. It doesn't look like Reigns will lose his title that early, even a year into his dominant reign, and it could be that Big E is moving to Raw. After all, Raw is in desperate need of some top babyfaces, and whilst Big E is a better fit on SmackDown, where he could become the very top babyface, it makes much more sense for him to cash in on WWE Champion Bobby Lashley. Lashley's been feuding with Big E's New Day brothers in recent weeks, and absolutely demolished Kofi Kingston at Money in the Bank, and cashing in would be the sweetest revenge for Big E and his friends. If WWE does want to make Big E a world champion, it seems easier for him to cash in on Lashley over Reigns, as the Tribal Chief is simply levels above the competition. Number 3. Big E will dethrone Reigns. We've mentioned that Roman Reigns is levels above everyone else, but there will come a time when the Tribal Chief has to lose the title. Even a year into his reign, the head of the table shows no signs of being dethroned, and not even Edge was able to take the Universal title from him. With that in mind, the idea of Big E defeating Reigns makes sense if WWE doesn't hurry his cash-in and waits for the right moment. Big E has a year to cash in his guaranteed world title match, and with Reigns having his best run to date, WWE has 12 months to decide when to pull the trigger on the former New Day star. It feels as though WWE may pass on quick cash-ins this year, and while Nikki ASH could cash in a lot sooner, we wouldn't be surprised to see Big E hold the briefcase until some point in 2022. Number 2. Because he's WWE's backup plan for WrestleMania. WrestleMania 38 will be a huge show for WWE as it'll take place at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, with a crowd of over 100,000 fans. With so many seats to fill, WWE needs a blockbuster main event, and right now, that's rumored to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. The problem with this is that the Great One's status is never certain, and after an injury against John Cena in 2013 delayed the filming for Hercules, it wouldn't be surprising if film studios ruled out the chance of The Rock wrestling. If this dream match doesn't happen, then a match with Big E could, and it would also mean that the chance of him winning the men's 2022 Royal Rumble match decrease, giving the chance to someone else. Big E would be a good option to face Reigns at WrestleMania, but only if it's a proper coronation of Big E, and it all hinges on if he's able to maintain this momentum. What this feud requires is an organic storyline between two talented performers, and Big E is already on the right track. Number 1. Because he was the best choice. We've spoken about what WWE's plans are for months down the line, but as for right now, Big E's win shouldn't be a surprise. Sure, he was part of one of the most stacked ladder matches ever, but it was Big E who was the best and most realistic option to win. Everyone had the role to play in the match except Big E, as Drew McIntyre came close to glory before he was thwarted by Veer, Shanky, and Jinder Mahal, setting up their SummerSlam program. Riddle provided some comedy spots and Shinsuke Nakamura excelled as usual, whilst Ricochet and Kevin Owens provided the best dives and bumps respectively. Seth Rollins serves as the thorn in the match as many fans didn't want him to capture the briefcase a second time, and perhaps that's why Big E landed the big ending on him to claim the victory. The entire match was constructed for Big E to win, and everyone who played a part played their role to perfection in this incredible ladder match. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.